Alright, Shalawam, Shalawam. This is the brother Yeshaya out here in San Angelo, Texas once again. And before we begin, we would like to go ahead and face the east and give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honor unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, the men I delivered from, the Shalawam to the hopeful elect out there. So, getting straight into it, we're going to open up with the book of John, chapter 14, and verse 24. He that loveth me, not keepeth not my sayings, and the word which ye hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me. And this is the spirit we're supposed to be in. You know, for those that are unaware, this is in red letters, which means this is spoken of by Yahawashi, who this world calls Jesus. Yahawashi is a so-called black man according to this world, and according to the Bible, he came to die for the nation of Israel, which consists of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Not the entire world. So you see, this is how the world plays its trickery. They have a man that has long hair, you know, pale face, blue eyes, named Jesus. And that's who they mark up to be the Son of God. But that's not the case. Because when you actually study and learn Yahawashi's doctrine, you learn that he came and died for the oppressed. You know, not the oppressor. Because today we're being oppressed by a unit, elite men that are, you know, known as you know, small hats, to put it, you know, briefly. You know, and these are Edomites according to the Bible. You know, Angelo is you know, which really is that super aggressive spirit that they want to see us down. And that's why they've given us false names and false images. But what we're reading here is, he that loveth me, not keepeth not my sayings. Yahawashi was saying, I'm not God. I'm the Son of God. So that Trinity doctrine that has a lot of our people confused, thinking that the Son of God is God, that's wrong. You see, we're gods. The Israelites are gods. But they're not in their perfection at this moment. So right now, they're a bunch of fucking niggas in the streets. A bunch of foolish, mind gone. You know, backbiting Israelites. You know, Jakes. That's why we call them Jacob or Jake. So they had to transition. They had to make that spiritual transition to be a new creature, which is what the Lord has made us. Because yes, us as brothers, we came from all different walks in life. We're all guilty at the end of the day of sin. But the overall message is to be better and do better. So we gotta actually consider these words that we read, consider the words we speak. I suggest the power of the covenant. And that's why it's important for us to come out here and make a calling to our people. But he that loveth me, not keepeth not my sayings, and the word which ye hear is not mine, but the Father's which sent me. So since Yahawashi was sent by the Father, and he lived and died for us as a nation, the nation of Israel, now we're here to come in the message of Yahawah in the name Yahawashi. Not in our own name. We ain't here to put on for ourselves. But the Lord, you see, he's righteous. He's not going to forget every work we put in. You know, we're saved, but we're saved by our faith and our works. We're not saved just because we say we believe. We're saved because we're showing that we believe in Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. We show that what he did, it really happened. Because none of us in this life actually were there on the scene when he got on the cross. You know, through our spirit, through past lives, yeah, we may have actually been there. But, you know, in this current life we live, we did not see Yahawashi teaching and doing the things he did. But what we see is the men, the offshoots. You know, the spirit of Yahawashi working through the men, beginning with the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the like-minded brothers out there. You see, this truth had to start somewhere. And what the Lord did, he raised up out of business. Down to you know, down all the way down to Great Millstone. So what you see today is plenty of brothers gathering on the highways and hedges and teaching. This is a spirit at work, a righteous spirit that the Lord has blessed us with. So we can't be seeking our own glory, which will lead me to my next precept. You know, we're not here with for our own glory, but this is going to be Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 27. It is not good to eat much honey. So for men to search their own glory is not glory. So the honey could be a reference to these scriptures. It's not too much to do too much. It's not good to do too much. You got to be in a just balance. That's what Yahweh deals with, is a balance. He doesn't deal with too much of this or too less of that. He deals with perfection. So we have to do our best to our ability to seek and obtain perfection, which ultimately is going to come in the form of Yahawashi saving us, our salvation. That's when we'll reach our true perfection. Until then, we're going to be at war. You see, we're going to be constantly fighting. We have to be Gabarim, warriors. That's the mentality we got to come in. But when you leave it up to this world to shape you, this world is going to shape you to be weak, to be needy, to need crutches. You see? To need their assistance. But what we rely on is the Spirit of the Lord to guide us and protect us. You see, we put faith in the names. We put faith in the Bible's teachings, you know, in the sound doctrine that Yahawashi delivered. So it's not good to eat much honey, for men to search their own glory is not glory. Yahawashi didn't come on the earth telling you to worship him. He came on the earth to tell you to worship the Father that sent him. And what did Yahweh do in return? He gave Yahawashi authority. He gave him a rulership that still has to be fulfilled with his return. You see, Yahweh's not one to make a promise and then take it away. He's not like you slimy men out here who love to run your mouths but have no actions to back your words. A lot of talking out here, not enough walking. So, hey, Shalawam. You see, there's too much talking, not enough walking. We got to show our actions and to match our words. You see, so hey, life and death in the power of the tongue, man. You can't stress that enough. You got to be mindful. Let's go ahead and jump back to John. St. John chapter 7, verse 16. Yahawashi answered them and said, my doctrine, which doctrine just means teaching, you know, the way Yahawashi broke it down, because that's the way Yahweh wanted it to be broken down. It says, my doctrine is not mine. There you go. Yahawashi is telling you, he did not create the doctrine that Yahweh gave him. My doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. And that's what we're here to say today. We're not teaching something new. We're teaching what Yahawashi died for. But his that sent me, if any man will do his will, he shall know of the doctrine. So if you know what the Bible represents, you know what Yahweh is about, you're going to represent what the Spirit's going to bear witness with you that we're men of the Lord. You see? Whether it be of God or whether I speak of myself, he that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory. But he that seeketh his glory that sent him, the same is true, and no unrighteousness is in him. And this is what we try to perfect. We try to perfect that glory, taking it into pushing it unto Yahawashi. This is why we open up camp by giving all honor, glory, and praise. We close camp by giving all honor, glory, and praise. Because who the hell are we? You know, we're just your everyday people, man. And that's beautiful because this precept I had intended to gather for this lesson, but now it came back to mind. So why do BAHASHAM Yahawashi? Because a lot of y'all get offended, man. Y'all see us out here, you know, teaching this word, prophesying, telling you America's going to be wiped away and forgotten. And we're the bad guys because we're telling you what the Lord has been telling you. You just weren't listening because the prophets weren't out. You didn't have the Spirit. Now the elders, hey, they've been given the Spirit. Now, hey, this is like a rapid fire. This is a wildfire. It's a righteous fire. We're burning this place up spiritually. But this is the precept. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 27. Let me see if I want to grab a different translation. Let's see what the NLT says. Or you know what? Let's grab the MSG, the Message. This is 1 Corinthians 1, verse 27. And it reads, let's start with verse 26. Take a good look, friends, at who you were when you got called into this life. And we were nothing but a bunch of scum. We had to make a transition, you see? And we're not talking about a worldly transition, because we know how you men like to change and act like women. You women like to change and act like you're some type of man. But it says, take a good look, friends, at who you were when you got called into this life. So this is life. And that real perfection of life comes with the Yahawashi establishing a heavens on earth, order on earth. I don't see any of the brightest and the best among you. So the brightest and the best among the world is not in this truth. You see, yeah, brothers may have been at certain levels of school, certain levels in their career, but at the end of the day, the Lord is not dealing with the best of the world. He's dealing with the best of His chosen. Because His chosen is the nation of Israel, but you have an elect amongst the nation of Israel. And that's what we're fighting and striving in hopes for, that we're elected to be saved. You see? It says, not many influential. So we didn't have influencers coming into this truth. Millions of followers coming into this truth. You see? Because this truth is not a popular thing right now. Yeah, you may hear about the Bible. Yeah, you may hear of God. But what really are you talking about? Are you talking about a false power that on one hand loves the entire world, and on the other hand, he's putting a lot of this world into eternal hell? That doesn't make any sense. There's no balance with that. That's just a bunch of he said, she said. That's a bunch of smooth words. You know, that's a bunch of sugar in your tank. That's what people push. That sweet word. We're pushing the truth of the matter. It says, not many influential, not many from high society families. Yeah, you don't see no Rockefeller out here. You don't see the Smith family out here. You know, the Will Smith, the Jaden Smith. You don't see them out here. You don't see a Michael Jordan family member out here. The elites of our people on the left hand. You don't see a LeBron James, the King James out here. What you see is your everyday so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans coming in the name and power of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. And that's a stumbling block unto the most majority of you. You don't see a crowd standing around us, so you think what we have to say is of no value. That's how the Lord cuts you people. When it's all said and done, half of you, I should say, 2/3 of you Israelites are going to regret not tuning in, not checking yourselves before Yahawashi showed up. So it says, isn't it obvious that God deliberately chose men and women that the culture overlooks? Y'all overlooked us. The Lord did it. That's how you know the Lord pays attention. Me and the brother were just going into it. Diamonds in a rough. Needles in a haystack. Even King Solomon had to run a survey, and out of 1,000 women, none were found righteous. But out of 1,000 men, just one was found righteous. And King Solomon was wise. At his time, the wisest man to live. But guess what? Yahawashi is wiser than King Solomon. So it says, I gotta run that back. God deliberately chose, so Yahawaah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, chose men and women that the culture overlooks and exploits and abuses, which is the poor. You see, when the scriptures make reference to the poor and the needy, that's the Israelites. We're at the bottom right now. The Lord ain't dealing with you other nations, especially you Edomites. What He is allowing is Satan to run you. He allows you to worship your Satan, who overall is just a worker for the Most High Power, Yahawaah. It says, chose these nobodies. Hey, we're a bunch of nobodies, but what we got is this word, and that's not nothing to play with. You see, we're vessels for this truth. That's our purpose right now. And that's what we hope to hold on until the end, to receive a crown of life. That's when that real life kicks in. It says, chose these nobodies to expose the hollow pretentious of these somebodies. We expose you so-called Christians, you Muslims. We expose you, you Buddhists, you Buddha worshippers. We're exposing you through the word. Because that's how you know this word isn't of us, man. This word cuts. It speaks for itself. We let the Bible do the talking. We ain't out here in our own thoughts and our own vain deceits. We ain't out here seeking our own glory. We ain't asking you for anything. All we're asking is that you repent if the Spirit be with you. Calling upon the nation of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the children of God. Take that seriously. And you speckled birds out there, because we're not ignorant. We know a lot of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans look like the other nations. You see, but through their fathers, they go back to the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The only bloodline that the Lord values. The rest are a bunch of drops of a bucket. You're not the cream of the crop, Esau, despite how you may feel. It says that makes it quite clear that none of you can get by with blowing your own horn before God. Everything that we have, right thinking and right living, you see that? The right and the left. The right represents righteousness. The left is that darkness. Every light casts a shadow. Hey, we have wicked brothers out here, wicked 2/3 Israelites, which we don't even regard you as family. That's giving you too much credit. That's overkill, man. But yet you see us out here. So if you have the Spirit on you to repent, you are a brother. You see, we're out here fighting for those that are wanting to wake up. If the Lord allows you, you see, and if the Lord allows us to fight. So it says, everything that we have, right thinking and right living, a clean slate and a fresh start, comes from God by way of Yahawashi of Mashiach. That's what Yahawashi gave us, a chance to fight. And you can't take that for granted, unless you're just nothing but a damn fool. That's why we have these sayings. If you're going to blow a horn, blow a trumpet for God. So if you're going to talk that talk, you better be talking on the right hand, man. Because anything else is vanity. It's worthless. The Lord could give a damn about an ant, you'd say. About any elite dude in this life. A so-called elite dude. Because there ain't nothing but on the left hand for being puppets for Esau. A lot of y'all bow down to this man because he has power. Hey, fuck his power. That's going to be taken from him. The Lord's giving him his time. And guess what? He's going to give us ours. So we got to be patient. That's why patience is a key point in this truth. In this walk we have. We have to suffer patiently. Suffer and not complain. Of course we complain to an extent, but we got to understand overall, taking a step in the right direction is going to get you hate. It's going to get you pain and suffering. And overall, that's going to prepare you for these troubling times. Jacob's trouble. The water BAHASHAM Yahawashi for that. I didn't even have intentions to go into that, but that just drives this truth, this message further and further. So let's jump back to, what was it? I believe we just got done with John 7 and 16, down to verse 18. Let's jump to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 2, and we're just going to begin at the top. Because the prophet Ezekiel, he was chosen. The Lord raised him up. And now here we are thousands of years later, reading about his account on earth. Which his spirit is here on earth or back in the heavens. Because guess what? Reincarnation is biblical. The reason King Solomon was so wise, because that was Yahawashi before he came in that perfect life. That's why he got on the cross, not only for his sins in his past, but the sins of the nation of Israel. You see, the ones given the law, statutes, and commandments, and honestly, the rebellious that we're going to go off regardless. That's what Yahawashi died for, because guess what? We need that clean slate, what we just read about in 1 Corinthians. You see? Well, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 1. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. So, hey, Kwam Yasharallah, rise, stand up, make a stand, take initiative. Don't take it for granted. Don't think this is a fad. This isn't no temporary thing, man. This has been occurring since the beginning. The prophets have been since Adam and Eve. When they talked to God, they were speaking to prophets of the Lord. You know, messengers, angels, if you will. You see? Because not only are there spiritual angels, there's, hey, the Lord has messengers on this earth. And you got to listen, hey, message. The signs of these times are just biblical prophecy. World War III is nothing but a prophecy from the Bible. The Negroes, the MOTB, that's nothing but a prophecy from the Bible. Plagues, famines, earthquakes, that's prophecy. The Lord wants this place to be torn apart. And you got to get in that and shape your mind to think that way and be that way. Not by force, but through the Spirit. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. Do you see me sitting on the couch right now? Do you see me cuddled up in the bed with the blanket? I got to come out here. That's the spirit brothers are in. We got to do this. So it says, and the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet. So that's what got us out here, man, the Spirit of the Lord. That I heard him that spake unto me. So, hey, you got to listen. And ears that hear, you got to listen. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel. And there you go. We're sent unto the children of Israel. And how are the children described in the Bible? Let's read. To a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. Hey, they're anti-Hamashiach. They're anti-Christ. Same with these other nations. They don't have Yahawashi. They couldn't worship him even if they wanted. So they're against Yahawashi, just as they're against Yahweh. That's all Yahawashi represented, was Yahweh. And now our people, a bunch of them are just against us. They're against the anointed. It says, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. And how do they rebel? They break laws, statutes, and commandments. They break them. They have no regards for righteousness. They have no regards of their brothers. They lead them to a pit. It says, they and their fathers have transgressed against me. That's what transgression is as going against the law, statutes, and commandments. That's being wicked. If you're somebody that thinks the law is done away with, you're an advocate for wickedness. You're advocating that we can do as we please, as long as we're happy. You know, pedophile, you know, these wicked, weird old men that be touching on children, that's what makes them happy. So if you believe in happiness, hey, that's wickedness. A lot of the times this fun is nothing but a distraction. Because what you see right now, yes, it's a joy to praise Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, to do the works, but this isn't a time to be having nothing but fun. We ain't caught up in this society worried about a birthday party, worried about a Christmas party, worried about pleasing people of this world. We're called to please Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. We're called to make a sacrifice, be men. And just because you run up into that tattoo parlor and get you a little Bible verse written down, that doesn't mean you understand the Bible. You're just blind and lost. And that's what we're here for, to show you the way, if you be willing to listen. If not, kick rocks. We don't care. We're not here for you. It says, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers, so this is generation after generation, they and their fathers have transgressed against me even unto this very day. And that's what we're saying. Even till this day, you've been going against the Lord. Worshipping God and Jesus is not the way. You need to learn their true names. You need to have manners. You need to learn the power of a name. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. You're stubborn. I do send thee unto them. And that's what the Lord sent. That's him showing compassion and mercy. He's sending us unto the nation of Israel who has rebelled and rebelled. All in hopes that you wake up. That's what we're in hopes for. That you take heed and listen. You don't take this lightly. You don't take it as just something to read or something to hear and talk about. This isn't your Friday night game. you watched and tuned into. This isn't no sports talk, that vanity. This isn't no video game talk. This ain't no worldly thing. You see, this is of the heavens. So it says, I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord power. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there has been a prophet among them. So at the end of the day, whether you take hold of this word or don't, you're going to know the Lord was dealing with us if we stay true and hold on to this word. You see, you're going to see it all play out, whether you listen or you don't. So here's your access right now. This is the door open. This is Noah out here through the Spirit telling you to get on the spiritual ark. That this flood is coming. And this flood this time around is not in the form of water. It's going to be in the form of nuclear missiles. Thermonuclear fire. And if you have doubt in that, you don't believe, you don't have faith or fear the Lord about that, let's read. We're going to jump to 2 Peter. I grabbed a different translation. But that's the point. In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's those nukes going off. That's prophecy. America is prophesied to be nuked by Russia. It says, will be the with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And this is why the Lord warned us as his believers. He warned us, telling us to store our treasures in the heavens. Y'all got savings accounts here on earth. We got savings accounts in the heavens. Us taking heed and grabbing these precepts, studying them religiously. So that's like taboo to talk about religion on this side. Well, guess what? We're not a religion. We are the children of God. We go back to the men spoken of in the Bible. You know, King David was our cousin. You know, from the tribe of Judah, which is today you so-called blacks here in America. Not you Africans, you Hamites, nasty fucks that eat mosquitoes. You know, pardon my language, but sometimes you got to get a little bit rude. Because a lot of y'all, if I was talking super sweet, you'd love me. But I'm here for those that are going to receive this message and get out of their feelings. Don't be emotional. That's American vibration. That's a worldly vibration, to be soft, to paint your nails, to shave your face. A lot of y'all are not even men, but you got that part between your legs. Let's grab this other translation, just in case y'all weren't listening. 2 Peter 3, verse 10 in the Berean literal Bible. But the day of the Lord will come like a thief. So this is the warning. You got to be prepared, because that day is not going to get, we don't have an exact date or time. All we know is prophecies are being fulfilled. World War III is right around the corner. You got that draft. You see, that draft is going to happen. It says, but the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night, in which the heavens will pass away with a roar. And this heavens it's speaking about is the clouds, the heavens of the sky. You look up, this is all going to be dark. You're not going to be able to see the sun or the moon. It says, and elements will be dissolved. So all these buildings will be wiped out. America's going to be made desolate. It says, burning with heat, and the earth and the works in it will not be found. You ain't going to find your vehicle around the block here in Babylon. Spiritual Babylon. So to hell with this place. You know, the scriptures say, use the world, don't abuse it. What is abusing it? That's being cleaved onto it. That's being too focused in on what you're gonna eat for dinner. That's being too focused on what you're gonna do tomorrow. That's being too focused in on paying your bills and making a fat savings. You know, like the elder Manasseh in South Carolina, the elder brother was going into how we need every penny we got, man. So any wicked brother out there abusing that and misusing brothers' funds, hey, get that spirit off of you quick before you piss the Lord off. The scriptures say, kiss the Son lest he be angry. Spiritually, this is a kiss to the Lord. We're trying to greet him. Because that's how it was. That you see the Italian movies, they greet each other and kiss each other on the cheek. It's a form of compassion and love. But you see, the Lord is more complex than just compassionate and love. If you piss him off, hey, just like the Italians, you know, they chop your arms off, whatever the Lord has for judgment, he will let take effect. He is not a respecter of persons. He doesn't look at a David Goggins and think, wow, he ran 100 miles today. Let's make sure we save that guy because we could use that. Hell no, the Lord is about spiritual things. And guess what? We're going to get spiritual power. You see, we have faith in that. Whatever the Lord decides to give us, we got to be prepared and ready to handle that. You see, we got to master this flesh before we get into the spiritual things. Just like Yahawashi taught. If we can't understand the earthly, worldly things, how can we understand the spiritual things? A lot of y'all still can't understand that. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you're both idiots. That's an illusion. That's something to deceive the people. That's Satan's kingdom being divided. When the kingdom of heaven is here on earth, there's going to be order. Everyone's going to be in that one mind of serving Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. And you're going to be happy about it, whether you believe it or not. You're going to be happy to have a Sabbath. You're going to be happy to have real food on your table. To see a McDonald's done away with. So, jumping back to the lesson, you know, we got to make some points here and there because through the Spirit. Because a lot of y'all think that y'all take this as a joke, man. Y'all take this truth as a joke. So what do you think the Lord's going to do with you? Treat you like you're his prized possession or hey, you're nothing but dust, missile food. And don't think, oh, the missiles will tear me up in seconds. I won't feel it. The Lord will make those seconds feel like years. However he chooses to punish you. He'll make it feel however he needs to make it feel. That's why he's a just power. He ain't going to give you too much of a punishment, and he ain't going to give you too less of a punishment. Hey, so whatever you go through, you deserve it. That's the mentality to have as a righteous man. Whatever we go through, we deserve it. We got to take it to the chin. Being men. Of course, we pray that the Lord doesn't give us too much we can't handle. Of course, we ask him to lift our burdens. But hey, we're doing it for a purpose. A lot of y'all suffer just because y'all suffer, man. Y'all stupid. Y'all don't want to learn how to save some money and pay your bills. You don't want to learn how to watch what you're eating. So you're going to lose a couple of legs. You're not willing to sacrifice sugar. You're going to become a diabetic and lose your legs. The Lord is very cutthroat. that way or not. That's why babies are born with diseases. You know, you don't know what that spirit was in a past life. Just because you see an infant doesn't mean that's a newborn spirit. The Lord is the Father of spirits. He sends the spirits back on earth under judgment. That's what this earth represents, is judgment. We are put on this earth to catch hell. So guess what? We're going to appreciate the heavens that much more. We're going to be grateful that we had forgotten and went through all this. You never see a child come out of timeout and think they missed timeout. They miss being on punishment. They forget about it. It's over. They're having fun now. Now they're living. And that's the spirit we're going to be. We're like little children unto the Lord in our punishment. We're the ones learning from it though. We're becoming valuable. The Lord is increasing us. But we got to remember, we're nobody. The Lord, as quick as He gives it to you, is as quick as He can take it from you. So, hey, that should put fear into you, man. That should make you just want to go step in the ring and fight, you know, even though it's spiritual. Like, fuck that. You know, you want to be on good graces with Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. You know, you want to receive that increase. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're the same man you were a year ago, you got to be fearful, man. You got to hope that you're not running out of fuel. And you're going to be left stranded. That's why you got to pray, man. A lot of y'all take that prayer and don't do it. Y'all think the Lord got me. It is what it is. He knows how I feel. Nah, that's why the scriptures say pray without ceasing. And don't stop considering the Lord. Don't stop speaking to Him. Don't start forgetting where you come from. You know, they say that, and you know, for the brothers out there that can understand music. When you're in the music world and you went to Hollywood, you're doing your thing. You're traveling across the world performing. A lot of these rappers get hated on by their own people because they don't give back to the hood. They don't look out for their own people. They don't forget where they came from. They're proud. And that's exactly what happens with our people. You know, if you're gonna bug out, hey, 9 times out of 10, you forgot who sent you out here. You forgot who you're praying to. You forgot what He's capable of. And that's the spirit you want to run away from, that wicked demon. Doubtfulness. You know, to doubt that the Lord got you. You gotta have faith in that, confidence. There's a thin line between confidence and cockiness. Confidence means you can walk into a room and not have to compare yourself. You know who you are, despite what they may say, despite what they may think. That's why we're out here. We're confident, despite what you're thinking or saying or doing to us. We know who we serve. Cockiness is when you think you're better than everyone, and that you have to outperform everyone. But our actions speak for themselves through Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. The Lord's cleaning up our diets. The Lord's making us get a little more physically active. The Lord's making us start reading more, cutting out cigarettes, blunts, cutting down on the alcohol, cutting back. You know, the Lord gave us discipline. We naturally excel. In the plantation, we're naturally working like we're working for the Lord. We want to please that business so they know that we're of value. But guess what? They're unrighteous in these businesses. You know what? You're working for a dyke. You know, you're working for a dyke. Of course she's not going to know how to judge. She ain't going to know how to make a car. She can't even control her own life. You know, for you lesbians out there, a lot of y'all don't realize this, but the divorce rate is higher among same-sex couples. Yeah, the divorce rate is high between men and women today. That's Esau's plan. He wants to divide up a household. But it's even worse when it comes to same-sex marriages. But hey, do what you do, because the Lord has to have somebody to destroy, right? You know, it's not like we can save the world. That's why whether they hear or forbear, whether you grasp this information or you let it go, we're out here. We'll be out here next week with the Spirit, if it be the Lord's will. This is St. John chapter 5 and verse 15. Arsalakya. Oh yeah. Verse 15. The man departed and told the Jews that it was Yahawashi which had made him whole. So Yahawashi just got done performing a miracle. And the man reported it to the Israelites. The Israelites that knew of Yahawah, they knew of the laws, and they had some type of understanding. It says, and therefore did the Jews persecute Yahawashi for being righteous. They persecuted Yahawashi and sought to slay him. And here's why. This is their thinking. This is a carnal man's way of thinking. Because he had done these things on the Sabbath day. So what this is basically saying, you can't help your people on the Sabbath. The Sabbath, you're supposed to just, hey, chill, kick back. You know, you're not supposed to help. You're not supposed to be out here teaching. That's wicked. You're supposed to want to do these things. So let's read. Yahawashi, hey, he knew what they were thinking. Yahawashi is so wise, he could tell what they're thinking by looking at them. You know, it's like whenever you like, you know, there's situations you could come up with. It's like reading plays. You know, football, they be doing that. Basketball, oh, I'm gonna dribble this way, cut this corner, and I'm gonna dunk right here. That's using, you know, some type of skill in a worldly sense. You know, they're the elites when it comes to that in the NBA. But you see, we're the elites when it comes to everyday life, because we know the way of life. We know what life is. You know, we're not dumb. We don't think we're on a floating rock for no purpose. We don't think that we're just here to become millionaires and be gone and forgotten. We hit the lotto if we get that crown. Now we get something bigger than the lotto, because we're talking about our Creator, why He set us up. If we get salvation, man, that was beyond us, man. That was before the beginning of time. We were destined to be saved. That just brings comfort right there. That's the spirit. To know that we always were on this earth to be saved. That's what the elect are going to be able to say. They were always sent down to the earth to be saved through Yahawashi. That's just crazy, man. That's beautiful, because that's the truth. As far-fetched as it may seem to an unbeliever, that's what the Lord is about. Saving the elect and destroying the rest. And putting in chains, you know, that's a form of destruction. To go from your high horse down to the bottom of the bottom. That's what Esau has in his future. So it says, and therefore did the Jews persecute Yahawashi and sought to slay him, because he had done these things on the Sabbath day. But Yahawashi answered them, my Father worketh hitherto, and I work. So Yahweh doesn't take a break from his work. So Yahawashi followed in that likeness of the Father. If Yahweh's working, why should I be chilling? Why can't I go do some work? And that's the mentality we try to carry. It's the best of our ability. We ain't no Yahawashi. Let's get that clear. We ain't gonna outperform what Yahawashi did. Never. You see, we ain't gonna outperform what the Apostle Tahar and on down did. The elders of Great Millstone. You see? We ain't gonna outperform them. But what we're gonna do is give our double honors. And we're going to take whatever measure the Lord gave us. You see? Because ultimately that's who we serve, is Yahweh in the name Yahawashi. You see? We're in that one accord of thinking. You know, ask any brother, if they're in their right mind, they're going to agree. So it says, verse 18, and we'll read a few more. Therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his father, making himself equal with God. So they were offended. They were offended that Yahawashi would give, that type of message, that he's the Son of God. Then answered Yahawashi and said unto them, verily, verily, which means truly, 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 I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself. So here he is, humbling himself and being humble in front of them and breaking it down on a more simple scale. Because that's what we have to do. We have to remember, all the reading we're doing, these people are just consuming a bunch of brain rot, junk. So when we come out here, we may be thinking we're being very clear with our message, but that's why we need people to step up and ask questions. You need to take initiative. If you don't understand something, ask. You see, just like us with the Lord, we have to ask for him to give us that increase. We can't just expect it. We can't just expect him to know what we want and need. Of course he knows, but he wants us to humble ourselves. Because he already has it answered. He already has the answer for you sitting at his desk. You know, if you want to think on a carnal level. It's like going to the boss. You want that raise? It's right there. You just got to come ask him for it. You know, but of course, 9 times out of 10 with these jobs, they try to give you less and less. And if they're giving you a more, it's because the inflation has increased double whatever they're trying to give you. So really, having wisdom is the ability to maintain with whatever we got. I just wanted to make that quick message. Us being in good graces with Yahawaha, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, that's going to give us the ability to outperform these people even on a low scale of money. A nigga with hundreds of thousands could be in, millions of debt. And here we are with a couple $100, couple racks in the bank, couple thousands, and we have much more than they do. Even spiritually, of course, first and foremost, through the Spirit, we have more than these people. More than they can offer. Because we get it directly from the source of life. That's heavy. We cut out all the middlemen. The only middleman between us and the Father is Yahawashi. That's beautiful, man. That's look how much you just jumped right there by saying that. Of course, we give double honors and we can speak to our brothers and the elders, but even they will tell you to pray. They ain't gonna tell you, oh, don't pray, don't ask the Lord, ask me. That's seeking your own glory. That's a beautiful point right there. You're always gonna say at the end of the day, you gotta go back to the roots, go back to the Bible, go ask a brother that's been through it so he can give you the scriptures. He's gonna give you. We're like doctors. Hey, you're going through this here. Read this. Pray about this. Do it this way. Don't do it like this. You're messing up right here. Do it. This is the correct form. It's like working out. You're gonna hurt yourself if you don't have that proper form. So you're gonna hurt yourself if you don't have that proper understanding. So let's continue. Then answered, it says, verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he seeth the Father do. So he learned from the Father. That's what we got to do, is learn from the Son through the Father. So learn of the Father through the Son. It says, for what things soever he doeth, these also doeth the Son likewise. So whatever the Father was doing is what Yahawashi was doing. You see? So there you go. They're two different people, two different, entities. But this is another point I want to bring out in the book of John. So we're going to jump back a few chapters. Let's jump to St. John chapter 3 and verse 17. You see? It reads, for God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. And there you go. The Lord sent Yahawashi so that we might be saved. Because he ain't telling you who's going to be saved and who's not. We know it's an elect of Israel. That's the key right there. The nation of Israel has the opportunity to be saved. And within that nation is the elect. The ones that are guaranteed. They don't got to worry. But right now they don't know that. The Lord doesn't want them to be kicking their feet up and chilling. He wants them to put in work to show their faith, to gather the rest of the elect. So we are out here in hopes of being saved in the end, because we don't know what tomorrow brings. The Lord could be with you one moment and gone the next. The only way that would occur is if you go off and disobey him. So you got to pray that you have that spirit of obedience. The children of disobedience, they're done. The only thing they can do now is repent or die. Two options. The Lord is very straight to the point, man. Repent or die. Yeah, it sounds like some, of course some demons putting it in my head. It sounds like some Hitler shit. But you see, Hitler nothing but a crackhead, man. He was on drugs. Look it up. There's videos out there of him on some meth or some shit. This nigga was not in his right mind. But even he knew that we're the jewels of God. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're the Israelites. And for you black-only Hebrew Israelites, let me shove this in your face. You think this is all about black, right? Let's see how Esau feels about that. Let's see if Esau agrees with you. Look, Lord willing, can you see it out or not? Let me turn up the brightness. Okay, so tell me when can you get that picture?
Yeah, it's just catching a reflection off the phone. Yeah, there you go.
You can see the guy.
Yes, sir.
And there you go. Anybody that thinks this is a black only thing, let me read you the caption. Here's another picture of a Mexican getting treated the same as a Negro. Because in the 1500s and the 1600s, you were considered as a Negro. Ever wonder why we live in the hood together? And since we're speaking of the hood, a synonymous word, which means another word that means the same thing, is ghetto. Well, why do I bring up the word ghetto? For brothers that are unaware, when you go to the etymology, which is the meaning of words, why we even use the words we use, this is the word ghetto. And let's be clear here. The so-called Negroes are the so-called Judites, which is YAHAWAH. That's the way of saying Judah, which is praising the Lord, giving thanks. Yahawashi, that's where it breaks, down to. Now, the reason why we're in the hoods together, the so-called Latinos and Native Americans and Negroes, here's why. This is the meaning of the word ghetto. Part of a city in which Jews, the head tribe of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, part of a city in which Jews are compelled to live. How are they compelled? They're compelled through the curses. The Lord has put us down and down because we keep worshiping false gods. We keep teaching false teachings. So the Lord has pushed us into a terrible condition known as the ghetto. I don't see no self-proclaimed Jews out there in the ghettos. Those are the men that run and orchestrate this earth as you know it today. They have authority. If they don't, how can somebody freeze your bank account? Just because a dude in the world like Kanye West talks down on the small hats, the Jewish, they're able to freeze his bank account? Tell me that's not the man in rulership today. I don't have that type of power. Kanye can't offend me, Kanye can offend me all day and I have nothing to do about it. The small hats offend me all day and I can't do anything about it but leave it up to the Lord. Avenge not yourselves. This is what the Bible teaches. We're not supposed to seek out our own vengeance. We're not in that, oh, I'm going to show him. We're going to be out here and hey, we're going to warn you. You're going to be in chains and shackles, Esau. You other nations as well. Moab, we ain't forget about your nasty ass. Ammon, Hamites. Hey, we ain't forget about you. The Lord is going to still have you serving us. Elam, all you other 17 nations. Let's see that. Let's run by it. You see, if you're on this side and you're not in that gold lettering, hey, you're going to be a servant in the kingdom of heaven. Which is okay, because right now, we're servants right now in the kingdom of Esau's heaven. Which is no heaven, it's Babylon. It's the kingdom of Babylon, because guess what? Heaven represents order, Babylon represents confusion. No order. Let's put it in caveman's terms. Heaven, order. Babylon, no order. Everyone does whatever the hell they want. Think whatever the hell they want. Teach whatever the hell they want. That's why people could grab our book, aka the Bible, and alter it and twist it. Fun fact, the 1611 has the Apocrypha in it. Why is it after the 1611 that it's gone? It went away. Now it has to be bought separately in your everyday Bible. But when you go back and get an aid, so any brother that doesn't have a Bible, the 1611, I still got to purchase that one. But you could also get it in Apocrypha separately. But you see, that proves right there, Esau has that ability to change and alter it. Of course, the wicked among our people as well, they be fucking shit up. But guess what they learned that from? The serpent. So we read about the ghetto. We read about how the Mexicans were us Issacharites. That's what you see on, last week when I had Yashakar. That's what we are. We're Issachar. He is hired. What other men are out there fucking working every job, man? Hours upon hours. I actually had to work an 18-hour shift. Not to boast, not to brag, but just to show you. The Lord gave me a gift. I was able to accomplish that and go home. Esau throws in the towel, man. He would walk out on the job. Not that it's not, not that it's right that I worked that long, but still, we're capable. The Lord gave every tribe a certain gift. And guess what? Esau, you got a gift too. Don't think that the Lord is unrighteous. The Lord gave you the gift of the sword. The Lord gave you the fatness of the earth. He gave you rulership, authority. And now look what you've done. This is what happens when you have a godless people ruling. The streets are cracking. The trees are dying out. Not as green as it should be. The clouds are disgusting because it's filled with pollution. They got the chemicals spread out. You got GMOs in the food. You got plastic. You got to go on a plastic detox because Esau wants to wrap everything up in plastic. Nah, it's hard. What's going on?
I want you to know, right? There's probably some truth to it, right? For sure, there's some truth to it. Like, all of it is faith-based, right?
Right.
Our faith is, right?
Right.
You know, right? We may, because we're human, there might be, some unintentional inaccuracies.
Okay, so what is it that you think that I'm going off on? Since you're saying there's some truth, what are some of the lies that you think I'm telling?
I don't know. I wouldn't call it lies.
Well, that's the opposite of a truth. You guys either got to be in the truth or you're telling lies. So you're basically saying I'm lying. So I'm just curious.
No, you're saying I'm
You
lying.
didn't say that I'm saying some truth. What is the other stuff if it's not true?
Because I don't know everything, right?
I respect that.
I don't know everything.
I understand.
But there's
That's
some
why we're out
truth
here.
to it,
That's why
right? There's some truth to
There's
it.
something that brought you here. That's true.
And there's probably some stuff that, like,
You still have questions on.
yeah, not questions that like a challenge question,
No,
but like
that's what we're
if
here
we
for.
had the depths
Right.
of like the knowledge that we're seeking,
Right.
we would know more than what we're knowing, type of thing. Like, because I'm not here to challenge,
No,
like,
that's fine.
because those
This is the truth right here. So
Could
the
be.
so-called Jews, they are the so-called Negroes in space. What's your nationality? Your father?
I'm Mexican.
So you're Issachar. Yeah, that's what we are. They Issachar.
It literally
This is
could be.
biblical, but this is not taught because these men that you see on this sign right here, they're not going to teach you truth. They're going to give you this man to worship with the false name.
Yeah, I agree to
That's
this
what
one
they did.
1000%. This one right here, this thing. I don't mean to step on your thing.
No, you can step on it. I would too. And I'll join you. But that's my point.
That's that Roman stuff.
Yes.
That's the Roman
Renaissance.
stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know as much as y'all do, but like there's some truth to it. That's Julius Caesar nonsense. That's Roman nonsense.
Right. Like this is according to the Bible. He was a man, a dark-skinned man. He had feet as brass.
That's what it
and
says.
white wool-like hair. So he's a dark-skinned man, and that's where we all come from. Even the so-called white man, what he got now is a condition known as leprosy in the Bible. Now he's a clean leper because he's born that way.
You can put me on film if you want, because I'm not here
Oh,
to
yeah.
yell or argue.
You came in a very humble spirit, so I will.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for. We're here to teach that this is all according to the scriptures. So everything we have is based off the Bible. Because what these people push.
Because no one can tell us where the tribes are. Like everyone's
No,
like,
we're scattered.
That's
We're
what I'm saying.
scattered.
I agree with that.
Yeah, we're
Like
scattered.
on the real. Like I'm not here to
That's
fight.
beautiful, that's
Like
beautiful. No, I get that. I appreciate it. Because we do see that a lot out here.
I'm not here for that.
Drunk at the bars and all that.
because I'm a Christian, right?
Right.
I'll ask the people, so then tell me where the tribes are or when. We don't know. Well, why is it then, let's go back, let's just study human, like the evolution of human, right? Something like that. Hispanics or Mexicans were here, Colombians were here, like a strong ethnic group remains. How did they get there? Why only one group? Very high possibility without being involved in your faith, in your church, respectfully, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we're the church, the physical body.
For sure.
We're the church.
Or in your congregation.
No, well, yeah, there you go. But
There you go.
We're the gathering. But the scriptures talk about the Lord doesn't dwell in temples built with hands.
Facts.
So I didn't build this body, you know what I
How
mean?
did they get there? Were the tribes scattered? And then at the resurrection, that's when Pangea happened?
Right.
Right? Because
That was with the flood. The Pangea
it
was
could
before
happen
the flood.
then.
And then with the flood, everything was. That's why the scriptures speak of water bursting from under the earth. And that's what caused all that. Because when you look at it, a map, it's gonna actually all go together. The continents. But with over time, this is just the earth being in a downward spiral right now. So with the return of our Messiah, who is Yahawashi, because do you understand what the word Christian means?
For me, based upon my studies,
Right.
it was at the time.
It used to be an insult.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Which is, right? Even the Hebrews at the time, they acknowledged our Messiah is now here. So the word given in the New Testament is they're now Christians, but it wasn't a new religion.
Right, no, it's a bloodline. The Lord goes up.
Yeah, at the time of the book of
Abraham,
Acts,
Isaac,
yeah.
Jacob.
At the time of the book of Acts, it wasn't a new religion, it was the coming of the promised one. He's now here. they were Christians.
You know what the word means? It's simplified.
Christ-like, maybe?
Christ-like. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The best way to put it is followers of the anointing.
Fair enough.
That's what we follow. We follow his teachings. We're basically submitting ourselves to his teachings. That's humbling ourselves. The Lord rises up the humble, so we hope to remain humble until Yahawashi shows up and decides if he's going to save us or not. We're not saved yet. Christians, worldly Christians push that I'm saved. Just because you got off drugs doesn't mean you're saved.
Bible does
you know
say,
you got to
he
make
who
it to the
endures
end.
till the end. It
There
does
you
say
go.
that.
That kind of
It
life.
does say that.
That's what we're here to call our people to. So it's beautiful that you're here. We're here to tell you that you're an Israelite, so-called expert.
There's a little bit inside me that
You know what that
believes
Issachar
that. A little bit.
It's
hard
literally
worker or something
he is
like that.
hired a strong ass between two burdens, which represents, within that border right between, America and Mexico. We just go through, we're catching hell. And that's overall as a people. Now don't get me wrong, these other nations, they catch hell, but the reality is, the Lord's just not healing them. He's known as the God of Israel according to the Bible. That never changed. But these men
It does say King of the Jews on the cross.
Right.
Is what it says.
And that was on the Lord too. But they wrote that as like, oh, this is the King of the Jews, look at him dead. But he rose back up, and that's what things really got serious. So now we're here in belief that his when he comes back, which is some truth to this.
There is.
Oh yeah.
There's definitely.
Because you'll see the characteristics of these people. Like Edom, he's known to eat red meats. He's known to his blessing was literally the sword, which in today's sense represents the military, the guns, the tanks. He loves his guns and knives.
Yes, sir. And I'm
Oh yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
All these words are in the Bible.
Yes,
For sure.
those are biblical
So it's like-
nationalities. So that's what the Lord has them today.
Cush is now modern day X. This is
Yeah,
modern day
exactly. You're understanding it.
X.
It just
If
takes,
I was to take a test,
right.
when someone says, is this 100%? I'm like, I don't really know because I haven't studied it,
The scriptures
but it could equal.
we prophesy in part, which means I'm not going to stand here and say I know verse by verse, word by word.
Yeah.
I'm here with whatever the Lord gave me. So now I'm here to, relay messages, basically.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what.
still growing in knowledge.
Exactly.
I get it.
We're going to grow until even the return of the Messiah, because that's when we're going to be made whole again. We're going to have a heart made of flesh and not stone.
I'll tell you what I do know based upon my own study.
Right.
So I know this one. I know this one. This one, yes. See, I think the Ethiopians have a bloodline through Moses, because remember Moses' first wife, if he had to, but Moses' wife was Ethiopian. Then they came. Then she went back. Then remember, the Ethiopian queen went to see King Solomon.
Right.
I don't know what happened
Well,
there.
this is what I gotta say. So that's another thing that these people think. Like the fake Jews, they claim that it's your mother, like your religion or what your ethnicity is. It's all through a seed. Gender carries seed. I can go back. My seed is a Chinese woman, a white woman, a black woman. So-called titles. I get what you're saying. It's gonna come from Issachar. Well, it's gonna come from Issachar. They ain't gonna have their nation unless they get with their nation. That's why Solomon, you didn't go off by marrying having concubines. But I don't know if you know about this. Solomon, when he did it, he learned to worship their God. That's what he messed up.
Yes,
That's what
he was
messed
never
up.
judged for having the concubines.
Yeah, he was
only judged
for worshiping their God. Their
Exactly.
faith, their idols.
Yeah.
That's when the Lord had to kind of do away with them after that. But yeah, so it's all about our Father. So if your father's father, which we can't really track all of that.
Yeah.
The Bible says that that's part of our scattering. That's part of being under religion.
It's a possibility.
You know what I mean? So we're
Through faith, it's literally a possibility.
faith. You know what the meaning of faith is?
It's Hebrews.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember.
Believing without seeing.
Yeah.
We can't literally look at a document of paperwork that says I go back to this card, this man. No, it's just that my scripture says the spirit bears witness that we are.
That's what it says. I don't argue with what it says. It is what it says.
Bucking up.
I'm going to switch it, right?
Yeah, whatever you got.
Me personally, right, just based on one scripture, right? I'm not trying to make a contract. I think the Ethiopians, because of Moses' wife,
Right.
what tribe was Moses from? I don't know.
Levi. He was a Levi.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
I should have known that. There might be some Levitical priesthood flowing through there. Maybe.
Oh yeah, his children. Yeah, so that's you know what you brought up.
It may have died out. There's a lot
The
of
Israelites, part of that scattering. I'll share a verse with you.
Go for it.
Part of our scattering, we're gonna have children that look like every nation. So believe it me, I have a little sunburn, you know. So I lost melanin over through generation to generation.
Yeah, from the beginning of time.
So you're gonna have Canelos out there that look like white boys, but they go back to Issachar. You got Steph Curry, who his son, and through their son, they're all gonna look different, like a different nation.
I get it.
You know what I mean? So let me grab this Bible verse because this is why we're out here.
Yeah, read. That's what
it speaks for itself.
I missed your point. I'm not mocking you.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not mocking you.
This is Tobit.
Am I being filmed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's live
cool.
stream. It's a live stream.
No disrespect. I read, and anybody who reads and wants to share what they read, I'm always open to hear it. Because all people are doing is they're reading and they're delivering a message. Are we going to be perfect in everything we read and all accuracies? No. But it's a faith-based thing, and you have to respect that.
Right.
That's just being real.
The scriptures do say whether they hear or forbear. So whether they grab it and listen and take it, or they just say, yeah, that was cool what you said, but I'm gonna move on.
That's
So
what
that
it
it is.
reads.
We're all,
That's what it reads.
so we're all being marked spiritually, whether it's for salvation or for
That's what it says.
condemned. This is Tobit.
All right, read.
Yeah. Tobit 13 verse 3.
Tobit, which one was Tobit? That's
This
in
is
the Apocrypha.
Yeah, it's right here.
See, I'm a fan of the Apocrypha.
So,
Some people
1611.
say no. I'm going to say, for someone to tell me or us that for 400 years the Almighty didn't speak, that's out of character. I don't.
He didn't deal with nobody.
He didn't deal with no
It
one?
talks about Alexander the Great. How they call it the Alexander the Great. That's an Edomite, but a lot of the history is actually written in the Apocrypha that proves the Bible to be true. And also proves right here what I'm going to say. Tobit 13 verse 3. Confess him. So confess of Yahweh, who's the name of God, and in the name Yahweh, that is the name of this book. It's called Jesus. Yahweh, Yahawashi. Anyways, confess him before the Gentiles. So the Gentiles and heathen, all these other nations.
For sure.
All the nations that are not Israel. So confess the Lord in front of all nations. And here's why. Ye children of Israel. So he's making it clear. You Israelites, confess the Lord in front of everyone.
My phone's ringing. I'm not in the
No, you're good, you're good.
One second, boss.
No, you're good, you're good.
Yeah, that's when you can read. Hey, Texas. I'm doing good. Yeah, I stopped to talk to some people right here. You're good. I'll be right there in a second. You're good, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I've got this before you go.
I shouldn't have said rank, but I'm not speaking on behalf of
No, you're
any
good. We're the
military.
Hebrew Israelites. We're the Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
You're a Hebrew Israelite as well.
Sometimes I believe that. Sometimes I do.
That's why you
Sometimes I do.
You gotta be 10 toes down. It's not to force it on you, but this is just a warning. The Lord has us out here warning our people. So this is Tobit 13:3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he had scattered us among them. This is the point. It's Shalawam. And that's the tribe of Gad right there on your shirt. Hey, okay, and there you go. But anyways, and a lot of that stuff could be, left-hand stuff. The dream catcher and stuff. The Bible doesn't talk about that. But
Yeah.
it says, ye children of Israel, for he had scattered us among them. And there you go. So the Lord has scattered us among the heathen. So we're going to look like...
Who was King James to say that all this is taken?
Oh, no, he didn't. If you get the King James Version in the 1611 edition,
Yeah.
it has the Apocrypha. But there was a group...
Someone wanted to pull something out
Yeah,
because
it's
they were like,
shady.
there's a little bit too much
That's
true.
That's how the serpent moves.
I think that's true. I mean, think
Well, even
about
our
it.
own people, a lot of them are wicked. They taught to worship Christmas. That's going off. That goes back to Saturnalia.
I'm a Christmas person.
But that's what we're here to tell you. That, be the spirit. If you can receive it, don't be that.
So,
If
I hear
can
you can say what you want.
Right,
It's a free country. I've been to Afghanistan, so I say don't persecute anyone. That's just me.
Right.
Do I know my Messiah's birthday? I don't.
Right.
But
But he didn't even tell us to worship
Right.
that. You know what I mean?
so I hear you. I'm not worshiping it. I'm making an observance of.
That's what Sabbath is. You're making a service of that day. So worshiping, really, you know what I mean? But have to go.
I put it as I'm acknowledging the day that Messiah was born. It's kind of like a remembrance. I actually, to be honest with you, I actually celebrate many Hebrew holidays. Matter of fact, they're not even Hebrew holidays. There's the Lord's command. There's the Feast of Tabernacles, the Feast of Booths, the Feast of Lights, Passover.
See, what we can't do though is
My people didn't create those. Jehovah said.
Well, that's a false name right there, Jehovah. The letter,
think so?
it is 100%. This is what they wrote and spoke back in the day. If you read it from right to left, but to translate it to English, for pronunciation's sake, it's Yahawah, which means he is or he is to
Yeah.
be. And then Wa means and.
So this one I don't know. Where did Jehovah come from?
It's just Edomites, the so-called white people. The letter J didn't even come to existence until the 1500s. So that was
Possibility.
same with Jesus. They never called him that when he was here on earth. So his name is Yahawashi, which means he saves or he delivers.
What about in the Torah? And I'm not
No, you're good.
What about in the Torah Tanakh where it's like Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi, Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah blank blank, the God who is, the God
Right.
who heals, the God who
We're
blank,
reading a
blank, blank.
translation, where we don't. That's with the Tower of Babel. That's when the Lord started switching languages and confusing the people to separate them.
Yeah.
He allowed Satan really, because Satan is nothing but a worker for the Lord. The Lord isn't evil, but he creates balance. He said Yahawashi rules this world called Jesus on his right hand, and Satan rules on the left hand. And that's what runs this world right now. That's the God of this world.
Is
100%.
Lucifer.
Yeah, which means the enlightened one, he's just a demon that is working through the Edomites. That's their God, basically. That's why this place is so,
I never studied it for that one.
Right. Well, yeah, and it's good. It's an eye-opener, basically. That's funny. My name's Angelo.
I do not know. I'm like Mexican and Native American.
What's your father?
Half and half Mexican and Native American.
Why you talk? Can I see the back part?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why you talk?
His father is Native American.
Oh, yeah, so you come from Gad. The scriptures say, Gad, the truth shall overcome him, but he shall overcome in the end.
And I don't sound like
Levites.
Moabites.
Salvation.
I don't know. That's mentioned.
Oh, yeah, well, Ammon, you know how Moab and Ammon were born, right?
Moab and who?
Moab and Ammon. They're brothers. Where is it? Moab and Ammon. They're right somewhere down here. I can't remember. There's Moab and then Ammon over
Right under.
right under it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I don't
with
know.
Moab and Ammon, they were born from Lot. That's Lot's children. Abraham was Lot.
Yep.
Yeah. So Lot, his daughters slept with him. And that's why
right.
in Moab and Ammon, and that's part of the reason why they look the way they do today. It's like this, and that's the Japanese. So Moab are the Chinese and Ammon are the Japanese. And today's, so that's what we have faith in, because we don't have
Because the Israelites were at war a lot with the Moabites.
Oh yeah, that's what we're always at war. Even today, we're nothing but servants on this earth. The scriptures talk about, I have seen kings upon let me grab it. The Bible's always going to speak for itself.
Yeah, give us the Reed version.
Do y'all mind if I take photos?
Yeah, feel free.
Where's Russia at?
Russians, I see them right there.
Yeah, because
Magog.
Magog is a prophetic.
Yeah, it's a prophecy.
That's prophecy. So no one talks around. No one says, oh, and the Magog people. No, there's also known as Magog and Gomer are big prophetic terms.
They're going to nuke America. That's why we're here to warn people. Now we believe y'all are Israelites now, so y'all got to repent. Y'all got to repent to the Lord. So this is Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses. So that horse represents power. We've seen these guys. These are servants. We've seen these guys in power. It says in princes, which we represent princes. Yashar Allah is the Hebrew way of saying Israel. He, prince of power. He's sons of God. So in princes walking as servants upon the earth. And this is why we maintain this place. Without the so-called Mexicans, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, this place can't operate. You cannot have a kingdom without servants. So even with the kingdom of heaven, you need people that are going to have to work and serve the Lord in a righteous sense, and even the scriptures talk about. I'll grab this one too.
Yeah, read.
Right before y'all go, because I know y'all.
I gotta get
have
to
some dinner.
Right, for lunch. So go ahead, read. And when I say that, I'm not mocking.
Nah, you're good.
Okay.
I get you. You have like a lively spirit.
When my friends and I, when we read through our Bible, we'll say that. All right, enough of debate. Read.
Yeah, that was what rant.
Yeah, all right, read then.
Yeah, exactly. Let the Lord speak. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, so when this nation, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are in their right mind and know that they're the Israelites, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked there is rule, the people mourn. So right now, we're not in the time of everyone rejoicing and happy with the way life is currently. World War III is right around the corner. The mark of the beast, which is on the sign right there, that's the MOTB. That's what Elon Musk is creating with the Neuralink. That's going to have, basically, that's how the so-called white man's going to act as if God, as if he's God on earth. And that's going to be the answer to everyone's problem, because they're going to have famines where there's no food on the shelves. You can't just run up the corner and grab a bite to eat with your buddy.
And that's probably going to happen.
Oh, that's 100%. That's happening now.
That is happening.
Like, don't take that. That's, if anything.
I don't think I'll be here if I believe.
Well, that's going to happen within a few years, Lord willing.
And I know
say to hasten the day. We want to see the day. We hope that Yahawashi shows up tomorrow and destroys the place. And that we have confidence. That's what faith is. Believing without saying. We have confidence that if the Lord's with us, what's really going to happen to us? Who can hurt us?
I know the word rapture isn't in the word of the Most High.
Biblical, but we will be cleaned up by chariots.
Yeah, I know the word isn't there.
The elect, if we be of that number.
I'm elect.
You can't say that.
I'm elect. I know my king. I know my king. I know my Messiah. I'm going. My faith as the word of the Most High says. I do. My faith in my Savior and my King.
But you just like to say today. Can you tell me what the name is?
Yahawashi.
Yeah, there you go.
My faith in Him.
Right in that.
Sure.
Yeah.
My faith in Him, as in the book of Hebrews, as the author said, my faith in Him will be counted as righteousness.
Right.
I'm making my election sure.
Right. Yeah,
I won't be here.
You gotta put on
I won't be here.
Let me grab you one more thing before y'all head out.
Because I know this happens before all that. I don't think I go through the end times.
What happens? No, that's gonna happen before, because of you can't make, the Lord's gonna test us. I can't sit here and say I'm saved if I'm gonna be weak and the Spirit's gonna leave me and I'm gonna fall for that. That's Esau.
Your post-trib in the modern day society, right? So some people, right, modern day society, right?
Right here, today's time.
Some people believe that we'll call it the rapture, right? We all know that word's not in there.
Right.
But we get the point, right? The taking of the saints. Some people believe it happens before the tribulation. Some people say it's halfway through the trib. Some people say after the trib. I believe the saints get taken out before the tribulation.
Nah, because the saints got to be proven. They're being put through fire. They have to prove their faith. Just like Abraham had to almost sacrifice Isaac, but guess what the Lord did? He didn't have to sacrifice Isaac. That was Yahawashi that was going to be sacrificed for the nation of Israel. Put on that cross as the unblemished sheep. So let me grab you this. 2 Ezra 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved, or this is how they get saved, and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith. So a work is not taking that mark. That's a work. You have to. You can't be afraid of going through the fire. Sometimes the only way around something is to go through it. So that's why we have to be out here no matter if you like the message or you don't. Because we get 9 times out of 10 people are upset with us. And that's fine because we expect it. No, and I get that. But it says, shall be able to escape by his works and by faith. So you have to have both. Because you could be quick to say, oh, I believe in Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, and then continue to shave your face. That's sin. You continue to eat pork. That's sin. You continue to, believe in same-sex marriage. That's sin. That's wrong. The Lord is, that's basically saying, yeah, I love my mom and dad, but I'm going to take their car, wreck it, take their money, bank account, flood it, take their rent money, spend it on me. That's abusing. That's not love. Love is keeping commandments. Love is having structure. If he came and punched me in my face, that's not love. If you came over here and you pushed me and all that, you can't say you love the Lord if I'm out here in the name of Yahawashi, Yahawashi. So we need manners. We need integrity, morals. We need to be disciplined. That's where the word disciple comes from, discipline. Or discipline comes from disciple, right? Tomato. But it says, whereby ye have believed. So it's deeper than that. Okay, this is perfect. Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said pearl. So the troubling times, we're going to be preserved through our faith. Not because we got saved already. No, the only one we do have to be saved before it happens is those nuclear missiles tearing up this block, tearing up the entire land of America. This place is going to be made desolate and never dwelt in again. That's how much the Lord has hatred for this place. He is about hate as well. He loves, but he also hates because he is a just power. And just like us, we're supposed to hate sin. We're not supposed to think, I know you go over there and get tattoos, but I'm still your best buddy. No, man, hey, you know, that's you. Unfortunately, I don't partake in that no more. I'm gonna have to, you know, do my own thing. That's just part of maturity. The scriptures say, "Can two walk together unless they be agreed?" So we can't be buddy and pushing two different teachings. It's gonna corrupt one of you, and 9 times out of 10, it'll be you if not of the elect. That's what gives us faith, is that we haven't been touched by this world and consumed by Christmases, birthdays, Halloween, because that's just, it's vanity. Even the language, you know, I use rude speech, but there's nothing against that in the Bible, because even the Apostle Paul taught that.
No, for sure.
And what also, it's just rude speech. There's nothing necessarily evil or wicked about it. I'm just being very rude and harsh. But the Lord is known as an austere man as well. He called his people snakes. He called them devils. You know, that's like cussing in the ancient world. You know,
I get it.
devil.
No, for
That's
sure.
why he was hated.
No, not righteous, no doubt.
Well, no, Yahawashi is who was speaking of. So
For
he
sure.
was righteous to do that. That's my point. So, you know, but shall be preserved from these said pearls and shall see my salvation in my land. So we're going to be gathered and placed back in our land if we be those men. And within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So that's how deep this is. It's not about what we do or what we say, although today we are going to be judged off what we do and say and what we feel. But, you know what I mean? So we got to do our best to stay right with the Lord, pray to the right names, understand who He is and what His message is. That's what it's all about.
I have to go to my luncheon. So, had a good time.
All right, Lord willing, you
It was a good time. I got to hear some things. I don't know everything.
No, we don't either. We just
So,
know what we know.
I just had a good time. Take care, y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go eat.
Right,
Take care,
right.
boss.
Repent,
Stay safe.
repent. Oh, were you with them or not?
Oh, no, not at
okay,
all,
okay.
yeah.
It's beautiful that you're here.
I just saw y'all driving by and I just got curious to just see what y'all are all about.
That's the spirit. The Lord has people come stop by, and whether they take this and they can grow, or whether they just listen and they just think it's just something, it's just a bunch of dudes talking on the street. That's what it looks like to the majority of the people. But this is the spiritual work right here. This isn't us coming in our names. You don't even know my name. I don't know your name. But that's not what's important. What's important is about YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, and the elect of His people, which I believe you are an Israelite, but now you gotta, through the Spirit, you gotta make your changes to actually be received by the Lord. That's how we see it. So I know Christians teach we're saved by faith, and that's true to an extent, but you got to show your faith by us standing out here. You wouldn't even know who I was if I was just walking up the street right now like an everyday person. You wouldn't know I'm a believer, but because you saw me, you stopped, you're like, yo, there's something going on over there. And even these Christians, they hide in air-conditioned areas. They chew on abominations of food such as pig, you know, lobsters, crab. That's against the law, what the Lord stands for. So why listen to men when you can listen to directly from the Creator of the heavens and the earth on what's right and what's wrong? These churches, they don't teach right or wrong. What they teach is love. That's it. That's as far as you're going to get with the Christian. Love, but there's beyond love. Sometimes you got to show tough love. And tough love can be, I have a son, for example, if he disrespects me, I'm not going to just hug and kiss him for that. I'm going to say, hey, it's time to go get a timeout. May have to, whoop him a little bit, but that's not my intention to do forever. I have to do it until he learns, and the quicker he learns, the better it is for the both of us, because I don't have to worry about, is he doing the right thing or is he not? That's how the Lord looks at us. He whips our ass, whether we're in the truth or not, but now we understand why we go through trouble. And the 9 times out of 10 is because Satan wants us back in the world. He wants us to throw in the towel and say, you know what? I want to go kick it on the block with the old homies again. I want to go be just back in the world. But with the Spirit, we're able to maintain and continue to do the right thing, if it be the Lord's will. That's what we're, fear the Lord. Ultimately, I'll leave it with that, and I'll probably close out. But if you do have a question, feel free to ask.
What language is the on the headband and on your necklace?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. The Hebrew.
Hebrew.
The true Hebrew. The modern day Hebrew of these fake Jews. It's called Yiddish. It's like mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
It is a language, but the real Hebrew is right here. And it's read from right to left. And then, of course, as I was going into it earlier, YAHAWAH, that's the name of God. Yahawashi is the name of the Son of God. Because when you call on Jesus, that's 9 times out of 10 who people are thinking of. The Lord hid His name from the world, and He's allowed us to, have the honor to come out here and teach. But at the end of the day, Yahawashi, that's the true name. That's how you're going to receive salvation. So I'll grab you 2 Bible verses, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up.
All right. Well, while you get the Bible verses, I'm just curious about more of like the cultural stuff as well, like the headband, the robes or tunics.
This is it's a garment.
Garment.
It's a garment because in the ancient world we weren't showing our flesh. you know, men and women. Not only that's like Muslims, they have that right. Women are not supposed to be showing their appearances, because what that does is men naturally are gonna lust. That's normal. The Lord has that because we have to reproduce, especially the Israelites. The Lord described us as the sand of the sea. What that means is we're all over the place. You know, it's like going to the beach. When you get in your car, you're going to have sand everywhere until you vacuum it up. The Lord's not going to do away with all of the Israelites, but the elect is who's going to repopulate the earth, the new world to come. The new heavens, the new earth, which is going to be here on earth. When we say new, it's going to be updated. We're waiting for that big update, because everyone thinks, oh, I can't wait till this game updates. I can't wait till this, you know, the new movie comes out. This new earth is Yahawashi's authority over it. Right now, we're just waiting until this place has its heyday and it's wiped away. It's ruled by the Edomites. They're known as the so-called white man. But I'll grab you this one real quick, and then I'll grab the other one. As we had made mention of, I'll just read this one, and Lord willing, the other one comes back to my memory. Proverbs 1:7, the fear of the Lord, which in capital L-O-R-D is Yahawah. The fear of Yahawah is the beginning of knowledge. So that's where we all begin to come out here and actually do what you see here. We feared him. We said, you told me not to do this. I'm done with it. I'm not smoking. I'm not, you know, gonna go sleep with another man's woman. I'm not gonna eat this food anymore because it's not food. The Lord created a pig to clean the earth. He created a catfish to clean the bottom of the river. It's just order. Like, it's dumb to even want that. Shrimp, all that. But you learn that with time, so don't stress and feel like you gotta go home and change everything. So if you're allowed to, pray for an increase. But it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So a fool, man, shut up, you keep moving. And that's fine. They can disrespect us all day. Because at the end of the day, if the Lord's with us, that's them disrespecting the Lord. The scriptures say when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'm there in the midst thereof. So spirits are real. The spirit, the 6th dimension, you know, 4th dimension, whatever, that's real. But we're only opened up to 3 dimensions, you know, the 1st dimension, 2nd dimension, 3rd. We're in a 3D world, but there's another dimension the spirits are in. And they can take on the form of a man and walk by, an angel. The scriptures also say, that's why this is a comfort. We have the answers to everything that we need to know. The scriptures also say the angels encamped around them that fear him. So what that means is we're protected, man. Now, if I get hurt, something happens, I was meant to go through that, and for whatever greater purpose the Lord has. At the end of the day, the Lord just may have me wiped off this earth, and I'll come back and find that person, you know, and handle business if it be his will. Because the scriptures also mention, not to overload you, I'm sorry, it's through the spirit, but the scriptures also mention he's going to turn his fishermen into hunters. So right now we're fishing for men. We're hoping you stay and you search the Lord out, you pray, you grow. And if you're just a bad fish, you know, you don't care for it, you're going to go on and we're going to throw you back in the river, right? Yeah. The Lord don't want you, you know, that's fine. You don't want him, cool. But we're going to turn into hunters, but we're going to look for those that were, you know, against the Lord. So it's real deep, man. But from the sound of it, from the outside looking in, I'm sure we look a little crazy, but we're going directly to the Bible now. You're never going to see a Christian getting down like this. They don't talk about these things because they're set up. This is the funny thing. Churches don't pay taxes. So if you don't trust VACCINE for the C19, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. If you don't trust that, how the hell can you trust them with, you know, truth? If they have hidden secret societies, the Illuminati, which just means enlightened ones, which they are, they knew who we were before we knew. This is why they trained people to lie to us. Go worship him. The slaves had to worship Jesus. The slaves had to call upon Jesus. That didn't save them. But the Lord did show mercy. Now he has us out here in this modern day slavery, because this is nothing but spiritual Egypt. Egypt just means a house of bondage. He has us in this modern day slavery out here speaking. And like that individual had said earlier, free speech. But it's funny, I have to tiptoe around words like VA, you know, the jumper shot, because they'll take my video down. If I say something about the, you know, fake Jews and it really gets to them, they'll take down the videos. You know, so this place ain't really about what they say they're about. So it's hilarious. You'll start to realize that once the Lord opens you up. You know, once he gives you eyes to see and ears to hear, which you seem pretty willing to listen. So Lord willing, you can grow. So let me see if I can grab that one I was thinking about earlier. Did you have another question by chance?
Yeah, I think I might have seen y'all around prior, like recording.
Oh, yeah, we'll be out here week in and week out.
How could I go about watching your videos?
You can look up my channel. I'll tell you what it's about, and then I could also give you other brothers. You can type it in if you like. Whenever you're ready.
Here, All right.
It's Yeshaya, which is YASHIYAH 144 and K. We should see me pop up. If not, I don't know what they did, or if we mistyped it. Find it or not? Let me see. Oh yeah, see right here. What was that game? There you go. See, that's the live stream right there. You can subscribe, whatever. Also, I would recommend, because you can only learn so much from me as an individual.
Yeah.
Look up Great Millstone. Great Millstone are the men that had taught me through the Spirit. Because we need to learn through men. Everything you know, the way you put your clothes on, you tie your shoes, you had to learn it through a man. So the same way we serve the Lord, we had to learn it through men. And what separates those men that I learned from everyone else, they have the facts. They pull it through the Bible. You're going to find other Hebrew Israelites, because that's what we are. You're a Hebrew Israelite. This is not about religion. This is about us as a people. This is the Lord's calling. Because I'm not sure if you've ever heard them titled Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Well, that's the lineage we come from. We're Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So from Abraham, the chosen man, down to his son Isaac, down to his son Jacob. And mind you, Abraham had other children. Abraham had Ishmael, who today is the Arabs, or the Muslims. They practice Islam.
Yeah.
So they think they're chosen, but they know they're not. Because they'll tell you they came from Ishmael. But the Lord in the Bible is described as the God of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob. Or Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And then even Jacob, that's Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel because he wrestled with an angel. And as a gift, he gave him that name Israel, which is the Son of God, the Prince of Power. Now, we had a wicked brother named Esau. So have you ever heard evil twin or wicked twin brothers? You know, that's what that is. We're the righteous brothers. We're the ones who have order. We have integrity. We have morals. Esau, Edom, he's a nasty dude. He sleeps with animals. He'll sleep with little kids. He'll cut up their bodies for no purpose. But like Jeffrey Dahmer, they're just disgusting people. They eat steaks with blood. That's wrong. They shave their faces because they don't want to look like men. You know, I advise you to grow a beard.
Yeah.
They grow their hair out like women. Even the scriptures say not to do that. There's just certain things we're supposed to do and not supposed to do. So just learn the basics. GMS, the milk. If you look up GMS, the milk, I advise you want to check that out. That's like the basics. So you can ease your way in. You don't want to do this too much where you burn yourself out. You want to, and thank you. Your intentions are good, but you don't want to do too much. You know, you want to grow. So Lord willing, you learn something from today. Because that's the over bottom line message. If you repent, you fear YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi. It's either you fear men or you fear the Lord. So pick your decision. You either repent or you die. Just to put it in very, very, it sounds harsh, like the brothers in Great Millstone in Dallas. They said it's a tight message, but it's the right message. So you just gotta, take it for what it is. I'm just here to tell the nation of Israel to repent. So-called Black Latinos, Native Americans, which some of y'all could go back to. It's not about appearance, it's about our father's bloodline. Or if you may go back to one of these other nations, which are just other nations, simply that. The Lord in the Bible is described as the God of Israel, never the God of the world. The God of this world is Satan. And that's what this man worships today, the so-called white man. Esau, Edom, according to the Bible. That's who he's with. He's the border of wickedness as described in the Bible.
Every single one of these guys.
Right. And it's not
global elites.
Yeah, the scriptures at Job 9:24, which it quotes right there. It says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That's why it's in the condition it's in. And that's why we need a Savior to come back and wipe this place from all its wickedness and put us on that right path. And we're going to maintain it because we're not going to be in this flesh. That's part of that transformation and the twinkling of an eye. Yeah, so y'all could possibly go back to the nation of Israel, which is who the Lord deals with. Or y'all could go back to these other nations, which then return you'd have to serve in the kingdom of heaven, just as we serve in right here on this earth right now that's ruled by wickedness. So that's all everyone here, we're nothing but a bunch of numbers to these elites. There's men that pull the strings, whether you're Democrat, Republican, whatever. It's the same stuff. They know what they're going to make of the situation, what's going to happen. And now they're having space wars being played out because they're afraid of the Lord showing up, which is going to come right after World War, simultaneously with World War III, the mark of the beast, which is right there, which don't take. If you're an Israelite, do not take that. If you're another nation, it really don't matter what you do, because this is your time to shine, basically.
Yeah.
The scripture do say the Spirit bears witness.
it talks about fire in the Armageddon, and I was thinking, yeah, that's the most logical thing.
Here it is right here, 2 Peter 3, verse 5. Oh, it's not that one.
It talks about the oil in Revelations, and they have oils on their skins. I mean, you get that radiation burns and stuff like that.
Exactly. So it's going to be a terrible time. Even within that microchip, that marker, it wasn't having burning from the inside out. You know, and also simultaneously with that missile becoming missile food. That's what we're trying to avoid. So the rapture isn't necessarily the right teaching, but it is similar to what the Bible speaks of, which is that the Lord being us up. Which if we do those things, just because I'm not here today doesn't mean I'm not here tomorrow. I hold on until the end in hopes that I can be saved. Just as I warned the people, if I wasn't out here with the information I have been exposed to, that's like a slap in the face of the Lord. Let's be hiding what He's opened me up to. Now, that's how He speaks to us. The prophets are nothing but a mouthpiece. You know, every man that has spoken of the Lord in the Bible was sent through the Spirit. The Lord never had to physically come down here. That was His Son, Yahawashi, who was a separate person. That's His first creation. Of course, He holds Him at a high standard on His right. But that's the man who pretty much set us up to be able to strive for perfection. The scripture said, be perfect for as I am perfect. We can't. That's why we need to do our best and through faith and our works, we can obtain salvation. And it's not just simply faith-based. You know, anyone can walk around saying, I believe. That's not what you say. Your actions are going to speak for you. Just because you believe that you're not a murderer, but you're killing people, you know, intentionally for false reasons, bad reasons, that don't make you not a murderer. It's not about simply what you say. And that's why lying is such a big sin. It's deceiving. That's what a lot of these churches do.
You don't think it's mostly by faith?
No, it's faith through the Son. There's not enough works we can do. I'm not sitting here saying, here's your 10 to do this. Here's your 10 chores for the day.
Because I mean, Jesus said like multiple times, like if you just have faith as small as a mustard seed.
Exactly.
You know?
But that little seed is supposed to grow.
Yeah.
I can't be the same person I am today next year.
You can't have a seed like
culture. Yeah, you can't be stale now.
Yeah.
You're useless, really. But you know, I can't sit here and act like this works of me, and I give credit where credit's due. So I always call upon the true name, which is YAHAWAH, Yahawashi, which is the Hebrew way of saying God is Jesus.
Right.
But Jesus is a false name. The letter J didn't come into existence until like 1500s.
Yep.
So it was in the Hebrew, which the modern day Hebrew is not even accurate. So when you go back to, and even the Hebrew word just means from the past. So the Lord is very perfect when it comes to His setup. But Yahawashi is right here, and Yahweh is right here. You read it from right to left. But in like translating it for how we speak, that Yahweh was the king, and was the king, and Yahawashi means he saves but he delivers.
Yeah.
That's a nomen omen. Those names have power. So it's just calling upon those names, which is beautiful because I was going to grab the scripture, but I forgot. But I guess the Lord had me wait for someone else and brought it back to my mind. It's here in Acts chapter 4. Verse 12. Neither is there salvation in others. No other name, no other, it don't matter what you believe now. None of that. The Lord's very straight to the point. It's not like us humans who are like, well, I don't know. Like, the Lord's not. This is what it is. Whether you listen to it or you don't. Neither is there salvation in any other. There is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. We have to call upon Yahawashi. The scriptures we talk about the Lord doesn't hear the prayer of the sinner, help not the sinner. Like, so we're supposed to. It's harsh. Like as I was telling him earlier before y'all walked up, it's a tight message, but it's the right message. You know, we're confident. Confidence just means with faith. We have faith in our works. We have faith that if I stop shaving, the Lord's going to appreciate that. I have faith if I don't grow my hair out like a woman, the Lord's going to appreciate that. If I'm not shaving, you know, as a female would, if I'm not putting on a dress, because this is nothing but a garment. This is like an ancient custom.
Right.
And it's spoken of in Numbers with the border of blue and fringes, which is a physical remembrance of the law. But spiritually, we're supposed to be keeping that in our heads.
Yeah.
As the Lord said, they love me with their mouth, but their heart's far from me. So to show my heart's with them, I stopped eating pork. I stopped smoking. I stopped, just any type of thing that is involved in this world. Tattoos, lying, that's not even, you know. That's why
Leviticus,
they grow this out. That's not what it is. It's about, you know, the so-called black science of Native Americans getting vegetables.
Yep.
That's what it's really getting at. Because the Lord knew it would be on our people like that. It's like, those are heathen customers.
Yeah.
You know, so,
That goes all the way back to, I mean, my
making a living sacrifice by being out there, dedicating our time. We're investing. We're putting our life on the line for the Lord in hopes that He does in return save us.
So do you think the Nephilims were actually physically giant, or was it
No,
because of their status that they were?
That's spoken of the Israelites.
Yeah.
The Israelites. So before Israel was on the scene, we were known as the sons of God. So you write down Israel in the Hebrew is Yah, Shar, Allah. He is Yah, Shar is prince, and Allah means power. So God is nothing but another word for power.
Right.
Prince is nothing but another word for son is king. King. So that's what we are. We're Israelites. See? And then if your spirit bears with that, then you can agree that these are the devils that rule, that, whatever they've done to the so-called Black Latino Native Americans is wrong. There's a chance you can go back to us. Even myself, I don't know walk and see my child may look like the logic is are trained. Their children are starting to look like
Yeah.
that's like a lot of people are very shallow and they see us, they think, oh, you hate white people. And, I mean, yeah, I hate Edomites. I can say that because the Lord hates Esau. The scriptures say, for Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated.
Yeah.
Christians don't talk about that because they want that. Oh, everyone come by, you're accepted, you're loved. That's not, the Lord's exclusive. Everything worth value is rare and exclusive. Just like gold. The Lord's going to make us more precious than gold.
Yeah.
Because in the time of trouble, they ain't going to be looking for women for the Lord, to defend them. The women are going to have a man to guide and protect. That's what our purpose is to guide and protect our people. Watching, I'm watching the times and telling my people, hey, there's all these signs that point to where the Lord's at. In our time, even on there, I got this magical they're looking at the defeat of plague. Right now, we're in the defeat of plague. Everything's about to fall apart, which is a good thing. If you're invested in this world, you're going to think, man, I don't want the end to come. That's showing a lack of faith and believing in the Lord that what's got to happen is worth everything. Basically.
Way better, yeah.
Exactly, it's worth everything.
Is the return of Jesus in the beginning of the tribulation or after?
It's simultaneous. The Lord has to do it. He has to. But the scriptures say this as well. The Lord's not gonna, He's not on righteousness where I'm out here doing what I'm doing until that time comes and He's just gonna forget about it. He's gonna consider it. That's why we did have a fear of it. It says,
What translation are you using?
I run to the King James, the most accurate, but I do jump, from other ones. Sometimes it's more relatable with the way they speak. Sometimes, but it's good to practice.
King James is pretty much his old English.
Exactly.
Or not old English, yeah, the Geneva Bible, but King James is.
Exactly.
They just didn't have as many words back then, which nowadays you can make a simple,
Break it down.
break it down much simpler with less words.
This is going to be Psalms 37, verse 25. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. So despite how hard things get, the Lord's not going to have his righteous go without, because He's not going to abandon them. That's what forsaken means. A lot of our people that have forsaken the Lord, He's going to forsake them. He's going to give them that same energy. Even I'll prove in Judges, one of my favorites, that shows us how the Lord thinks. Like it's realistic. This is how the Lord's going to feel, especially with all hell breaking loose. The Lord's going to basically feel this way. This is Judges chapter 10 and verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. So let them handle your trouble. You didn't want to come and worship me when things were good. Now now you need me. So that the Lord has the right to show mercy on whom He will have mercy.
Yeah.
So it's just.
She's been looking into that a lot too.
Yeah.
When were you in Judges?
Yeah. No.
So she's finding a lot of parallels back when, to, I guess, from the Old Testament to the tribulations, on how basically, like, how some of God's people are going to be spared, but doesn't mean that we're not going to be, like, in it. So, like, we mostly believe that it's going to be, like, a mid-tribulation, meaning whenever it starts, you don't really know, but when He comes back, like, we're going to endure part of that tribulation, but she also...
It's very specific that, like in Revelations, if you're familiar with the seven seals, The sixth seal is very important because the sixth seal is one that has been prophesied from the very beginning. And about, the sun being darkened, the stars falling. Well, as soon as that happens, it talks about the return.
Simultaneous.
So that's
We will
after
be
the
saved
sixth
from the news.
seal.
We're in flesh. Us being saved up into those spirits, we're going to transform. Our spirit's not going to be in this flesh. So we're going to be transformed and go into the years and witness the fall of Christ, which is beautiful. You brought that up. That's good. Because the Lord is a man of war. That's what people always overlook. Like he's about action. He's very dramatic, obviously. He's leading us, he's got us through all this time in life to ultimately get to that kingdom. Now that's what's beautiful. That's how every great movie starts out.
Where did you get all the research that correlates all these tribes with
I learned from
the
Great
new
Millstone.
nations?
Okay, Great Millstone is from the Bible. It's probably that's one I can always relate to because I'm a so-called Mexican. His name literally means he is hired. A strong ass between two burdens, which represents North America, even Mexico or South America, being within that tight spot. A donkey, that's what strong ass means.
Right.
A lot of the donkeys are a reference to
So,
Mexicans.
and where did you find all this?
This is just through research. You can learn
Research.
through
So
Great
you put this
Millstone.
together.
No. Great Millstone. They have
Great
their,
Millstone.
Yeah, if you look at Great Millstone and the 12 tribes and all that. But,
How do you believe that all the tribes, because I do,
they're scattered.
Yeah, how do you believe that they got scattered?
The Lord.
Yeah.
In captivity.
So the Bible mentions people that claim to be Jews and are not.
That's
And
referring to.
yeah,
Go ahead. I'm
and
sorry.
oh no, it's fine. And you know how we were just talking about how they're dispersed across the world. So the people that are in Israel that claim to be Jews,
That and also the wicked of our people as well.
Yeah.
There's some that claim to be believers, but they're liars.
Yeah, I was going to ask how y'all's thoughts on Israel and especially Palestine as well.
That's good that that's happening. That's the start of World War III right there. That's
It's prophecy.
That's what the scriptures say. The spirit of Yahawashi, who they call Jesus, is to prophesy.
I think the next major move that people should be looking out for is Russia coming down into Israel.
And they just going forcefully.
It tells you that in the Bible that the Gog and Magog will come, the enemy from the north, or they call him the king of the north. Who's the king of the north of Israel? It's Russia. Like nobody compares to them. Magog, yeah.
Go on.
Which are all the sons of Japheth.
How come Russia is separate from the white man?
Russia, because there's variations. So Russians are just like in Israel. There's variations in tribes.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at me, you're not gonna assume I look like Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
We're still the same. He's still wicked.
Russia has a population of what they used to call the Tartars.
Yeah.
And they were actually Muslim, or they were the descendants of believers in Ishmael, basically. They don't look white. They might be like light complected, but they can be a little bit more like Middle Eastern. All of those like Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, those high mountain tribes, like some of them have red hair and like green eyes.
Right.
It's crazy. Like Afghanis, there's a population of Afghanis that red hair and green eyes.
We'll grab these two precepts. Put on and probably around. So this is
How long have you been doing this?
oh man, 2 years. Like, I'm still a baby.
Really?
Yeah, my elders in Great Millstone, they 30 plus years, longer than I've been alive. So it's very humbling to come through and the Lord allowed me to learn something. So the churches, people always get this misunderstanding that we're with the church. The church, the Lord doesn't grow in people so people tell. Yeah, the temple, yeah. He fixed us up and he gave us his spirit to speak like this and we become confident. But so as a brotherhood, that's what we're like. And there's brothers all over, Dallas, Houston, North Carolina, South Carolina, in London, Australia. There's great millstones everywhere. The Lord's spreading through the internet. That's why the internet was set up. Although these wicked people profited off of, pornos, whatever. They
Prince of the Air, man. That's Satan right there.
Exactly. But Lord, casting light or light stream. So people that can't even walk up to me.
What can be evil that you can turn into good.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So can we with just,
The Lord turned us into good,
It's like when you get on the internet, like you can do something good with it or you can do something bad with it.
Just like a hammer.
For free will,
It's a tool. You can hurt someone or build a house.
Exactly.
Jeremiah 23:8, but the Lord Yahawah liveth. Oh, let me jump back to verse 7. Therefore, behold, which just means to look, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel, which is on this side, out of the land of Egypt. So right now, he's known as the Lord that saved us out of Egypt, the Israelites out of Egypt. But verse 8. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, which is America, and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. So that's not, the small hats have like the Belfort, 1948, their declaration that they're children back in the land. We're not going to do that of ourselves. We need to be saved with the chariots. The Lord's gathering up everyone to start fresh, like to set up the new world. So that backs up what we're going over with being scattered, or Russia going to nuke this place. That's going to happen simultaneously with us being saved. But we still are going to witness the mark of the beast, Jacob's trouble, which is the Israelites' trouble. The Lord's going to start from the inside out. He's going to start within his house. He said his house is the Lord. Who's with him, who's not? Are you believe in Yahawashi, Yahawashi, or are you going to still believe in false teachings and call upon false names? Or are you going to repent, and then that's the one he's marking you for salvation. But even then, me repenting, if I mess up and participate in that mark, that's me showing the Lord, I believe Esau can save me out of my trouble, putting my trust in men. Because they might chop my head off for this, but that's exactly what they went through in the past. The ancient, that they died for something